Let's talk about mycotoxins or mold toxicity in your food, the ones especially you don't even have a clue that they're there. They're invisible. Let's check this out and what you can do. Well, have you ever eaten something and it felt terrible? Well, you got to listen to this. Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist. Get healthy now. Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist for 34 years almost, and health and wellness instructor. Let's get healthy. Like what I do. Give me a thumbs up, please subscribe, and let's get everyone healthy. You know, moldy food, especially things that you can't see. You know, you can see bread and you see mold on the outside. Of course, you're not going to eat it, but it's the ones you don't have a clue about that are, really get you. And mold toxicity is dangerous. Absolutely. It can cause major problems. And I'm going to get into that more and what we can do to combat this also and get better. Well, these toxins like aflatoxin and things like that get into our food, mold get into our food, especially in storage for a long time or human conditions, and then they start going bad. And a lot of times to the naked eye, you can't tell if that flour went bad or, those nuts went bad or something else, and you eat it and you feel terrible, and it can cause a lot of problems. It's mostly in grains and flours, nuts, dried fruit, coffee, wine, grape juice, and some others. But those are the major ones that you usually find it in. And you may get some food and you think it's brand new, but maybe the farmer had it stored for a long period of time before he put it out to, the mill to be milled, and all of a sudden it was in a human condition, and all of a sudden it's got mycotoxins in it. Not good. What can it do to your body? It really is just about life-threatening. It can mess up all your blood cells, cause DNA damage, liver damage, kidney damage, also immune system damage, and lots of inflammation. That's just the first part. Also, cancer and strokes and lung damage and brain damage, reproductive damage is organ damage. Also, lack of energy, and you just feel like you're inflamed all over. Not good. And there can be a lot of other symptoms too. One way to prevent this is to buy your food from reputable people and look at those expiration dates and make sure that, it's always fresh and where they get their food from. The food comes from to the supermarket, but where do they get their food from? Also, they found a lot of liver and kidney effects detected in cereals, also coffee, wine, grape juice, and especially dried fruit too. Sometimes you can't see anything. Well, if you eat something and all of a sudden you and your wife or some other people all of a sudden it's not food poisoning, but you feel terrible, you have aches and pains and all this stuff, and it's just, wow, there's something wrong here. You might want to take some bentonite clay. That really does a good job of sopping up these toxins. It will take a little time, but I would be guzzling that stuff down for sure. Also, activated charcoal. It is a good toxin absorber. I recommend 250 milligram capsules, 4 or 5 at a time. That will help. And maybe you want to take it in the morning and night when you have this going on, because you want to sop that up and get rid of it for sure. Also, you might want to take some anti-inflammatories like boswellia, also turmeric and ginger and things like that will help get rid of that inflammation that's going on in your body. Not good. And last resort, I would recommend taking some Benadryl. Sometimes that just makes it go away like that. Get rid of that histamine reaction which is going on in your body. And it really, really, really helps. You got to take the activated charcoal and the Benadryl also. You got to get those toxins out of there. And, here in where we live, it's very humid. And you could put something away in the pantry and it looks totally fine. Maybe you have a flour or gluten-free flour. We had that same thing happen to us. We had some gluten-free flour, and all of a sudden I baked something with it, and both my wife and I came up not feeling good, and I go, wow, this has got mycotoxins in it. We started chugging the activated charcoal and stuff, and we were better the next day, but you got to be careful. They're working on different ways to get, protect food from this. They can use tocopherols and some natural preservatives, which actually help a lot. Essential oils, that type of thing. Also, they're looking at using plasma and also magnetics to help, that kind of thing, and all kinds of stuff. And it does not go away even with cooking. So you could cook this and you still got the toxin. That toxin is still there. And by looking at the product, you're not going to know it's there. It's just not like, a moldy bread, as I said, and you got mold on the outside. That's pretty easy to see. But these mycotoxins that, are microscopic molds that get into the food, you don't have a clue. It doesn't change the smell or anything. And it really is very important to keep your food from having any kind of mycotoxins of any kind. If you have something going on, give me a call at 831-869-9119. I've had a lot of people with fibroids here that have been going on for years. The doctors haven't done anything that really made it go away for good. Also, people with chronic fatigue syndrome, and they wonder why this is going on for years. I can help you. Call me at 831-869-9119 or my email address. You just go up here to paulhaider.com. All my contact information is there. And let's talk. Remember God, remember I love you. Also, remember that, the world's going crazy. There's no doubt about that. I think if you look at the news once in a while, you can tell that. Don't allow it to pull you down. Have positive thoughts in your mind. Stay away from the news and read uplifting things and do your meditation. Everything will work out. I love you.